Hey Scott, Bounty Hunter Boot Camp. Today we're out at the range. Safe Life Defense has been cool enough to send us a vest to shoot. So we're gonna shoot and see what it can take and try and put it in some scenarios that simulate the kind of shit that we can find ourselves into. So we're gonna shoot this vest today. We're gonna shoot it with a whole bunch of different calibers. I got a good friend out here to help me with it. So here we go. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure the bell's turned down, and let's do this. Yeah. So the vest that we're shooting is the Safe Life Defense 3A Plus vest. It's supposed to stop all handgun calibers, and we've got it in its original carrier. What we don't have is all that other stuff that you might have on clothing and jackets and stuff. So we're gonna do a contact shot.
So one of the questions that I encounter as a firearms instructor is, will my vest stop a contact shot? We have hundreds of videos on the internet of guys shooting 10, 30, 40, 50 feet away, shooting the vest, and it stops the round. But when we talk about actual engagements, we're talking about people that are getting up close and personal. They're fighting, they're getting into it, and they're rolling contact to contact. And so you'll see a lot of shots in these violent encounters where the muzzle's pressed up against the person. So we don't know, or we can't answer right now, whether that contact shot will be stopped by this vest. Now, these are supposed to essentially stop and capture the bullet. So that's kind of what I'm hoping happens here. Boy. Ready?
Yep. Well, took care of that fucking plate carrier. So, what do we got?
So
I see the bullet. There's the bullet. Nope.
no penetration on the other side.
Fuck, you knocked my little camera off.
See if we can't.
I saw it. I saw it in there.
Now you guys are seeing just how violent and dynamic that shot is compared to what we'll see later on when we shoot a little bit further away.
Yeah, all those gases.
Just rip into that and make a wicked wound. I can't.
It did do a number on that ballistic nylon.
There's the bullet.
How many layers would you say that went through?
Got it. And there's our bullet. Right there. So it didn't penetrate, but it did do a number on the panel. But that kind of answers our question. Will this vest stop us stop our threat at contact ranges? Yes.
You're breaking ribs though. You're doing
Oh yeah.
You're doing some damage. So the 357 Magnums, we've got 9mm, we've got 45, we got 40 cal, we've got 7.62, we got 22 Magnum. So handgun round, this is the most powerful handgun we have, which is the 357, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
coming out at a nominal.
That thing just hit a wall.
Yeah, 13 to 1500 feet per second.
Yeah, that's going to be getting kicked by a donkey at that distance. I mean, it tore the vest up, but the vest stopped. The most important thing isn't what the vest looks like; it's the fact that it stopped the vest. Mm-hmm. And that was point blank, muzzle on vest. All those gases coming out of that gun.
Yep. It's going to make a more dynamic wound channel just because of the gases. It's coming right up on your threat or your target. Those gases are expanding your wound channel, so it's going to be about 25 to 35% more dynamic than a regular bullet hole coming in from 10 to 15 feet away.
Right, and if we were doing a semi-auto contact shot, unless we're holding that close, those gases are escaping out the ejection. Or only so much is coming through unless we're doing a close contact shot where we're closed and pushing all those gases forward. To where with the 357 in a revolvers, a little bit comes out at the back, but almost everything comes out the front.
Well, and there is some porting to the side, but ultimately your gases that you're worried about is what's coming out of the muzzle.
And that was a whole hell of a lot.
Yep.
A lot of foot. What do you think the foot pounds on that are? What's next gun? What are we shooting with it next?
Well, let's move into the 45.
So we're going to go to 45. We're going to shoot. Good thing I label my shit, huh? So we've got these hollow points. These are the Hornady 45 ACP plus P. It's a plus P round. So
the other thing that we worry about when it comes to armor and things of that nature, there's a lot of instances where the officer loses their gun and they wind up having their gun used against them. So that's why we're going to go with the 45 semi-common caliber to be carrying in law enforcement. Next we'll probably be moving into the 9. Same idea. 40 close contact distances.
So contact shot Hornady plus P45. That's a hot round. So we're going back over to our target.
So we've already gotten our close contact shot here. Simulation of the rolling around with bad guy. Bad guy gets a shot off on our vest. Now we're going to go to the 45. Simulation is we've lost our gun. It's being used against us. We're in the process of drawing our backup gun and handling the problem that way. We're trying to fight the guy off, but we're going to see what the 45 does at contact distances.
Contact distance, 45, Safe Life Defense, 3A plus. Alrighty, we're ready when you are. Hey, what do we got?
So as you can see, a little less dynamic than the 357. Still got that stoppage. Got nothing on the other side. See if we can't dig that bullet out. Feeling around for it. It's going to be kind of difficult to find.
So what's the difference with the plus P versus just the regular 45 ACP?
The plus P's coming out a little hotter. Just trying to kind of up that velocity versus grains. That's when they talk about, stopping hit rate or stopping power. The higher velocity, the more grains you have behind it.
Let's pull that whole thing out. What's that?
Oh, there it is.
It's down there?
Yep. I don't know that we're going to be able to get that out. But as you can see, got about a 6-inch travel. The bullet got stopped, went down, and just kind of shredded along that vest and just got stuck right in there. If we weren't going to shoot it some more, I'd probably just get a knife out and dig it out.
So 45 plus P Hornady critical defense, it stopped.
Yep.
And the 357, now that we got our naked 357 Magnum, really did some damage.
See a little bit of the difference there.
Yeah, for sure. So that bullet's...
It's right there.
All right.
So let's get it back in the vest and get back to work.
So 357 by far right now has done the most damage. 45 it totally stopped to 45 plus P. 357. Now we're on to Smith & Wesson 40. What's the bullet? 180 grain Remington Saber round, which is a common duty round. These first rounds that were hitting, the first bullets that we're using here, these are all duty rounds, stuff that we carry in duty guns, stuff that you should be carrying in a duty gun.
We shot the 45. 40 is going to be one of the more common calibers carried as duty round, along with 9mm. So we're going to get our contact shot in. Since we saw that 45 travel about 6 inches down, I'm going to see if, you know, we can maybe try shooting here and see if it comes out the bottom. See where, you know, see what kind of injuries that's going to possibly produce to our femoral artery.
And that 45 plus P, 900 feet per second, maybe 1,000 if you're lucky on a good day. Where that 357 is a much faster round. This 40 cal is way hotter round than that 9mm.
So your 45 is coming out at roughly 800 feet per second. Your 40 about 1,000. Your 9mm is about 1,200 feet per second. So that's, you know, roughly the differences.
M&P, 40 cal, a common duty weapon, and he's shooting at a little low, so I'm gonna keep my feet back a little bit.
Yep.
Now you explain what you did there. People might not know what you just did.
So essentially what I was doing, when you think about the operation of the semi-automatic pistol, magazine goes in, slide goes forward, strips around, off. They have a safety device in most semi-automatic pistols that when the pistol or the slide is out of battery, your firing pin can't contact with the primer to strike the round off. So if you press up on it, you send your slide into battery like with a contact shot, and you're guaranteeing that you're going to send that round off.
Where are those gases going? Gases are going
out the front of the muzzle.
So it's going to be more explosive. That did some damage. Holy. That went through.
Nope.
Nope. That went deeper than all the other rounds. That's somewhere.
So I can feel a channel down here.
Oh.
But I don't have, there we go. It's right in there.
Open up the back. Did it? No. So the back is clean.
And there's the bullet right there.
So the bullet didn't travel as far down as the
45 did. No.
Is that because it's a lighter bullet? And the 45 is a heavier bullet?
It could have something to do with the angle to which
You
the muzzle was pressed.
You didn't do the hold contact with the 45.
I did not.
So the bullet we're using for the 9mm is the Gold Dot 147 grain bonded hollow point bullet, 147 grain. This is my duty ammo, the ammo that I carry in all my 9mm. The gun we're using is the Canik TP9SF Elite with the Olight PL2 Valkyrie, which is my duty light. And so I'm going to hand you this unloaded firearm. Here's your bullet.
Got a bullet.
You got it. So I get to keep this one? This one's just for me?
Yes.
Well, you're so awesome.
This contact shot. So with all semi-automatic firearms, it's got as we talked about, out of battery safety. So I'm going to press on the back, which drives that slide into battery.
How does it go out of battery?
What's that?
So show me how. Well, if you didn't have the light on there. So what happens if you're making a contact shot? That's good. Good thing it's got a 3-meter drop test. So the guns, can you pull the trigger? What happens? Did it pull? So when you have a contact shot and you're pushing up against somebody, the gun will go out of battery, the gun won't fire. So you've got to push that slide forward, putting the gun back into battery, allowing the gun to fire. And that's what you're going to do. Don't fuck up my Olight down there. Alrighty. Don't knock the shit over.
I knocked the shit over.
I just said don't knock shit over. So, 9mm, what do we got? You can take that thing off if you want.
Well, it looks like
Captured the bullet.
Captured the bullet. Nothing on the other side. It's right there.
So about 2 inches from impact.
Mm-hmm.
And captured. Once we're done shooting this thing, we're going to cut this thing open and we're going to pull these bullets out and see just how far and deep and what the bullets look like. So what are we hitting with this thing next? Slug?
Well,
Slug?
One of the other pretty common rounds that our bad guys have is 22. The problem with that is people tend to expend a lot of rounds when they're talking about 22. So we're just going to do a quick 5-shot on contact string, see where our stuff goes.
What's the feet per second on the 22?
Roughly 8,000 feet per second.
All right, but it's a super uber lightweight bullet, right?
Mm-hmm. About 40 grains.
About 40 grains. The 22 is a common round. They're found everywhere. More people die from 22s than worldwide than any other handgun round, correct?
Yep. So when you're talking about your bad guys, right? What was 22 have in common with bad guys? They're cheap. Okay? So you find a lot of 22s on the street. A lot of bad guys are carrying around 22s. The other dangerous part about them, the 22 round is not super big, right? So it's a 40 grain bullet traveling about 1,000 feet per second. When it enters the body, it has enough energy to enter, but not necessarily enough to exit. So it'll swirl around in there. If it gets into that brain cavity, it'll just go in there and turn your brain into Swiss cheese. If it gets into your body cavity, same thing. It can kind of ricochet off the ribs. It can kind of bounce around off all the stuff that you got packed inside your chest cavity. And the other dangerous part about
I mean, like your heart and your lungs.
Right. Ultimately, very little recoil to it. So you can get a lot of rounds on target and you can punch a lot through the same hole. So that's what we're going to try and do here, is put 5 rounds into the same hole and see if we can't make it through the vest. We know that the single 22 shot's not going to go through there. But what about 5 of them?
Well, we got a couple rounds out.
The good thing about 22 ammo is it's unreliable, which is why I want the bad guys to have it. So we're gonna go grab a couple more rounds, put it into the same exact hole. As you can see, I don't see any penetration yet, but I wanted to get 5 on that one same spot. So we'll be right back.
So we got 3 rounds. We're gonna fire a couple more.
Based on the reliability of the ammo, I've gone ahead and loaded the magazine up quite a bit. So we'll see if we can't get 2, 3, or 4, or 5 more in.
Alrighty, what do we got? As you could probably see, compared to the other rounds,
Not a lot.
not a lot of power. Doesn't mean it's just because it's less power doesn't mean it's less deadly.
Looks like we don't have any penetration here. Let's shoot it a couple more times, see if we can't penetrate it.
So one of the reasons we wanted to do the contact and super close shooting was because we'd both watched so many of the videos, right? And everybody's 10 feet away. And if you look at the ballistic tests for the vests out of the Oregon laboratory, they're all a specified distance. And we wanted to put them into a more practical scenario where you're going to be, where you could get shot, and show you that these vests do work. All right. It's like an airsoft.
Still don't have any penetration.
They captured all those rounds.
Captured them all. Looks like we're, let's see, not penetrating. Not penetrating on the back. Still capturing it. Still good to go. We've got, let's see, a nominal 10 rounds in there so far.
A quick point that you really need to think about is getting your duty ammo and cycling it through your gun, not just shooting 1 or 2. Shoot 2 or 3, 4 boxes. Get a couple 100 rounds of your duty ammo. Duty ammo performs totally different than ball ammo. So you definitely want to know how your firearm is going to perform with your duty ammo. All right, so shotgun. So we're going to use my trusty, awesome 870. This is the world famous Remington 870 that sat in an evidence locker for 2 years while I was getting cleared of some BS, less lethal stuff that we had. Anyway, this is the Federal Premium Tactical Rifled Slug. Okay. So it's 2 and 3/4 inch tactical rifled slug. These are law enforcement. The box says law enforcement. This is the only slug. If you're using a shotgun in bail enforcement or law enforcement, this is the only slug you should be using. We're going to shoot that vest 3A. We're going to 3A plus and see what happens with this slug. So, yeah. All right. So, any predictions? This is going to knock that fucking thing over.
It's going to knock it over.
It's going to knock it over, but will it go through? Here we go. Eyes and ears?
Go.
All right, we're hot.
Well, it feels like a bowl of popcorn. As you can see,
ooh, fuck. Or heck.
Definitely distorted.
No penetration.
No penetration.
Zero.
It captured that slug.
You might not be alive, but you don't have a hole. Holy shit! And that's with no extra plating or anything. Wow, that's impressive. Look at that hole. What was the distance on that? Like about 15 feet?
15 feet, yeah.
About 15 feet. Look at those pages of Kevlar. I guess we can open this thing up now.
Yeah, let's cut it open.
All right, you need a knife?
Nope.
Wow, that thing really opened up the layers of Kevlar.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be able to. I think we should be able to figure out what all those other bullets are. You want to bring that over to the car, or you want to do that here?
Let's do it right here.
So what do we got?
So there's your slug.
Wow, just flattened right out.
And these are your 22s.
So how many layers of that Kevlar did that slug go through?
Like 1, 2, 3.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
But it did. Here, can you pull that up?
And with the
so look at that.
Yep.
It did.
Totally clean.
The slug didn't even penetrate. Only penetrated the first 3 or 4 layers of Kevlar. Now it deformed all of them because the energy of the slug is massive.
Yep. But as you can see,
it stopped.
As we're peeling back, this is the 22 area. So we managed to drive that 22 through just about 5-6 layers, just as many layers as that slug.
So the 22 was able to go through just as many layers.
But that was stacking 10 rounds on top of each other. And so we were driving that bullet through each layer. You know, we've got, there's a piece of the 22s.
The 40 cal went through the most. What is that?
Looks like our 40.
Did somebody draw on that with a pen?
Here's our 9. There's the remnants of our 22s.
Yep. Hey, there's something.
There's the 40. Where's that? Oh, that's a pedal. That's the core of the 357.
Where's the 45? Looks like an airplane engine. This is that.
Oh, here we go.
This is that slug right there. It's heavy. This slug is heavy. I don't know how many ounces it is. I'll put it on the screen. But
Typically about 1 ounce.
I mean, all these pieces of Kevlar are just totally deformed from that slug hitting it. In that 40 caliber Smith & Wesson, here's something. What's this? That's a 45. There it is. You forget your glasses today or something?
Maybe.
Here's that 45. That's a heavy bullet. That's the second most heaviest round next to the slug. That slug was impressive.
So what we saw, we had a lot of deformity with the slug. The other common shotgun round is the buckshot. It's basically 9.32 caliber pellets that's coming out at your target at roughly 1,300 to 1,500 feet per second. So we're going to shoot it with the buck, see what happens.
So it's like getting shot 9 times at once.
Yep.
Very good. That's tactical flight. It should hold that pattern.
So we got dead center there.
Holy shit, look at that group.
Yep.
Look at that tactical flight buck. What were we, like at 15 feet?
Mm-hmm.
That tactical flight buck. Look at that pattern. Look at that pattern. We had one flyer. No, a couple flyers.
Yep. But largely holds it in. No penetration there, as you can see.
Nothing.
Yep. So it's just absorbs that.
A lot of energy going to knock you on your ass.
Very little deformity, but you know, what can you expect from a 32?
So, shotgun safe.
Yep, shotgun safe.
Shotgun safe. If you did get shot with one of these vests, you definitely have to, it's done. That vest is done, and it saved your life, and it gets retired, and you need a new vest. We are pushing these things beyond what they're designed to do.
Yes. So earlier we tried to stack the 22 rounds on top of each other. We didn't get the full penetration. And again, we're pushing this to the failure point. So I've got 19 9mm, 115 grain target rounds, full metal jacket. We're going to see if we can't drive through these panels and get all the way through. So we're going to take 5 shots, figure out what we got, and then possibly go through the rest of the magazine.
And what awesome gun do you have?
CZ P09.
Yeah, that's an awesome gun. If you did get shot with one of these vests, you definitely have to, it's done. That vest is done, and it saved your life, and it gets retired, and you need a new vest. We are pushing these things beyond what they're designed to do.
Yes.
All right, so we got one through it.
Okay.
The camera missed it. Still put.
And you can hear it kind of muffling it, so it's driving through those layers.
So what do we got? We going through?
Looks like we have made it through.
Oh, wow.
In 5 rounds stacked on top of each other, we made it through the vest. And we've compromised the layers. And again, this is just extreme stuff. This is, hopefully you don't find yourself in this situation. But as you can see, we ran 5 rounds of 9mm and it exited through the vest. So we got to that failure point. As you can see, everything has a failure point. That's kind of where that's at.
So thank you so much for tuning in. As you see, Safe Life Defense keep you alive. It does a great job of stopping all those handgun rounds. So we shot it with the shotgun. We shot it with the tactical flight buck. that was 9 shots at one time, no more than a 4-inch circumference. It took it, it captured all those. It did have a lot of energy, knocked our vest about 3 feet back. Also that 1-ounce slug also knocked that vest back. But make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff, so stay tuned. Thank you so much to Safe Life Defense for providing us with a vest to shoot. We really appreciate it. And our Safe Life Defense, if you decide to buy one of these vests, Bounty Hunter 10 is your promo code, saves you 10%. Thank you so much. Special thanks to the mustache man who's afraid to be on camera, standing right there.
You just call me Nathan, dickhead.
Nathan? I didn't know if you wanted us to use your name since you're so top secret squirrel and all. So my CZ, and this is last thing. Gotta do our clothes and shit. Probably end up knocking it off there, but let's just shoot it, have some fun. Since Nathan got to do all the shooting, I only got to shoot a shotgun. I had to be camera guy. Well, 3 rounds knocked it over. Took him like a champ. I'll move your thing so I don't
Have to spend another $20 at the Home Depot.
$20. That you paid $20 for that thing? Ready?
Go.
Get some. You can get close to get some nice action shots of the gun and shit. I'd rather have the gun than me. I'm going in at an angle. That'd be interesting to see how it goes in at an angle, huh? And we are out. I tried to spread them around. Ooh. That top one.
And that was at angling.
Was that that one? Where I got it there? Got it at an angle?
Yep.
If you were laying down, something to think about. I was shooting some of this at an angle when the, well, that you could see right here. You could see, can you see how the bullet hit at an angle here and it hit at an angle here? Those actually came out. So if you were laying down, this thing kind of acted as a launching pad. And what sits right here? Mm-hmm. Your head does. Straight on. Designed to take bullets straight on. And we're testing it with some angle stuff here when we knocked it over. And those bullets came right out, went right into that tree stump. And it just frayed the shit out of that. So, yeah, I guess we're done, huh? Mm-hmm. We're done. Thank you so much, cameraman Nate.